I guess our table will be here when we get back. Where are you going to leave your stuff?
Thank you for coming here today. My name is Jim Elliott. I am the current chair of our Prince William Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. I'm honored to serve in that role. It is a great pleasure to have you all here this evening. Theme for today, Shaping the Bright Future of America. For the third year in a row, the Virginia Hispanic Chamber, the Prince William Chamber of Commerce, and the Mid-Atlantic Chamber are partnering together to put this event on. All three chambers agreed to recognize outstanding accomplishments of our Hispanic young professionals who are shaping the American business landscape. I'd like to first recognize the VPs who are in attendance this evening. We have Delegate Rich Anderson. Brianna School is representing Congressman Connolly's office. We also have Dave Spiegmeyer, who is representing Congressman Comstock's office. Dave Spiegmeyer, who is here from Senator Mark Warner's office. We have Dr. Catherine McWork, who is with City of Manassas Public Schools. And we have Dr. Bruce Bodine, Superintendent of Manassas Park Public Schools. So did everyone enjoy the food? Yeah. Excellent food here. So let's thank our food vendors here today. We have Kiki, Riki, right up front. I also would like to acknowledge our wine sponsor today. That is the Mid-Atlantic Hispanic Chamber, and the centerpieces are for the Virginia Hispanic Chamber. So. Yes, there is wine. I'm going to introduce our Connecting Culture sponsor, which is Comcast. So when you think of making connections, one of the first businesses that comes to mind, of course, is going to be Comcast. Today, Comcast is our Connecting Culture sponsor, represented by Maria Schuler, Director of Government and Regulatory Affairs. Please, Maria, please come to the podium. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thanks, Jim. Comcast is pleased to be the Connecting Culture sponsor for this event. It's just a wonderful event, so colorful, so festive. Our services keep people connected, whether it's watching the news, surfing the internet, or talking on your landline or your cell phone. But what we're most proud of is another initiative that we have called Internet Essentials. It's a program that's designed to bridge the digital divide. Internet Essentials is the nation's largest and most comprehensive high-speed internet adoption program. It's providing low-cost, high-speed internet service to students on the National Free and Reduced Lunch Program or families that are on public housing. In the past 6 years, Internet Essentials has now connected more than 4 million low-income Americans in 1 million households to the high-speed internet service right there in their home. Since the program began in August of 2011, we've made over 30 enhancements to the program. This year alone, we increased the speeds to 15.2 and added 40 hours per month of access outside the home. So when you're out and about, they can access it from one of our mobile hotspots. We've made significant progress in closing the digital divide. However, our work is not done, and we cannot do it alone, and we are looking for support. Internet Essentials customer research indicates that the program has been making a real impact in the daily lives of the people that have the service. We've seen a definite growth in the program's momentum as well. Just within the last 6 months of this year, we saw more connections than any other 6-month period in the history of our program. It's connected substantially more families to the internet than any other public sector program combined by several orders of magnitude. Comcast is partnered with 9,000 community-based organizations, libraries, school districts, government agencies, and federal, state, and local elected officials to help families across the digital divide. Rich has been very much involved. Certainly the Chamber has been very much involved, and we really appreciate it. We really wanted to take this opportunity to make everyone aware that this program is out there, and we're asking that you help spread the word. The more people that know about the program, the more people that can take advantage. We're definitely seeing an impact with our school-age students, in that they are able to keep up with their classmates, get their homework done, and they're more successful in the classroom. So I will be available afterwards if you have any more questions, if you want some more information, or you can go to our website. We do have an ad that's in the back of the brochure. You're more than happy to go to the website and pull some more information down and pursue the other side. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
I also would like to recognize Hector Sendejas, who is a city councilman. Next, I'm going to introduce our Bright Future sponsor, which is Novant Health UVA Health Systems. They are our main event sponsor for the program today, called Bright Future. Sponsor being, Novant Health UVA Health Systems. And I want to thank them for honoring young Hispanic professionals in our region. We thought that would be a fitting name. I'd like to invite Kim Galansky, the Director of Social Responsibility for Novant, to come to the podium and say a few words about Novant, and then to introduce our MC for the evening. Kim?
Thank you, Jim, for the introduction. Good evening. In addition to proudly leading social responsibility for Novant Health UVA Health System, I also have the honor of serving on the Board of Directors here at your Prince William Chamber of Commerce. We are delighted to be this evening's Bright Future sponsor, honoring the young Hispanic professionals in our region. At Novant Health UVA Health System, diversity and inclusion are more than just words. They are core values. We recognize that each person is different, each shaped by unique life experiences, and this enables us to better understand one another and our patients. By engaging the strengths and the talents of each team member, we ensure a strong organization capable of providing remarkable health care to our patients, families, and communities. And it all starts with our team. We're committed to recruiting, hiring, and retaining a diverse workforce and supporting an inclusive environment. We have a Chief Diversity Officer that serves on the executive team and works to ensure that we are intentional in our commitment to both diversity and inclusion. Our business resource groups promote innovation and action in celebrating and increasing diversity in our organization. So at this time, I'd like to take a moment to recognize my colleagues joining me today, including members of our Latino Business Resource Group, as well as a few of our trustees. So team, please raise your hand to be recognized. Novant Health UVA Health System is committed to working with diverse suppliers, ensuring that we seek out the talents of underrepresented groups. It also continues with our patients. We serve communities that are richly diverse. And we want to know our patients, not just their medical records. We want to make sure that we meet the diverse needs of our patients, including and addressing any disparities. We are harnessing the power of technology to provide on-demand language translation in all of our facilities. Through our extensive chaplaincy program and partnerships with faith leaders in our communities, we strive to meet the spiritual and emotional needs of patients of a wide range of faith traditions. Our care for patients extends to the communities in which they live, where we partner with diverse groups to sponsor events and bring healthcare services to underserved individuals. So in closing, I'd like to congratulate each of today's or this evening's honorees for all of your accomplishments and for lifting those around you. And to thank all three chambers for bringing us together once again to connect and celebrate. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our MC for today, David Culver. David is a reporter with News 4 Northern Virginia Bureau, and he anchors the Saturday edition of News 4 Today. David has deep roots in Northern Virginia. He was born and raised in Fairfax County, and most of his family still lives there today. David attended Gonzaga College High School, then graduated from the College of William and Mary with a degree in Hispanic Studies. David always knew he wanted to be a journalist and spent a few summers at NBC in Washington. He interned at News 4 and wrote a blog for NBCWashington.com while studying abroad. He was also an intern for NBC News Investigative Unit in Washington. After college, David became a reporter and producer for the NBC station in Norfolk. 2 years later, he began anchoring their weekend morning newscast. He joined News 4 in December 2012. He is fluent in Spanish and studied Arabic in college. We'd now like to show a brief video that highlights part of David's career.
Often hear about the classics cruising the streets. We watched as a group of young women in South America moved along with the beat, music and dancing all over. Even a local wanted to partake. You see, this was the life rhythm, the passionate culture my siblings, cousins, and I were raised to love. When you see scenic photos of Havana, you'll likely see the Malecon. It's a charming walk along the city's harbor, and I sat down with Mimi here. Wanted to get her first impressions of being back home.
Why did you want to come back?
To remember el pasado, you know,
You remember the past.
the past, exactly.
Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, and on the coast, yeah.
As a young couple, she and my grandfather would stroll as the sun set. She still feels him here.
We used to walk after dinner and all that. Yeah,
It's emotional still?
yeah.
The natural beauty of this place, you can't deny, but the decay of once striking buildings is tough for my grandmother. She wonders what's left of the homes they once lived in and the family business. This picture has hanged in her house since they left Cuba. Would the building still be standing? Would we even recognize it? That was our first stop the next day. I knew where we were headed, but let my mom and grandmother wander until they made the connection. It didn't take long.
Oh my God. Mommy. Mommy. Oh my God. What is that?
This is it. Los Laboratorios Nodarcia.
This is where Dad worked. She said this is the big deal. She'll never forget.
You can still see the letters.
Or at least where they were. The building hasn't changed too much.
Laboratorios Nodarcia.
The security guard kindly let us in, just to have a look around. It's now a government office. Unclear what they use it for. We were asked to stay on the main floor.
Increíble. So when you went up there, that's where all the laboratories and all the testing and everything was done upstairs.
Most everything my grandmother remembered. The monkey on the staircase, the marble floors, still intact.
Do you remember the last time you were in here?
No. Es triste.
Did you ever think you'd come back here?
Nunca pensé que iba a volver.
You never thought you'd come back?
No.
The laboratory's just a block from El Prado, the main strip. I walked it with my mom. She imagined her dad's daily routine.
You would go down that street and to the left, and the laboratorio Nodal, his laboratories, his work. My grandfather's, treasure was right there. It's two worlds that I lived in the United States. Because the outside world, my education, my friends, they're all American, and my husband, my children. But when I always walked into those little apartments in Alexandria, it was always a Cuban family, and that Cuban family has always been in our hearts. All of us live through our culture, no matter what. And you're blessed to have both.
Did your dad ever want to come back here?
You always used to say, algún día volveremos a Cuba.
One day we're going to Cuba.
And I always thought that we would all come together. I really, really did. I now share his feelings, the beauty, the architecture, everything. There's nothing like this.
So it's my pleasure to welcome David Culver to the podium as our Master of Ceremonies, and we have a gift for you in our appreciation, so we'll leave it here for you. Wind chimes, courtesy of QMT Wind Chimes, made right here in Manassas Park.
That's very nice. You might want to wait on giving me the gift until you see how I do.
Yeah. You go pick it up.
Could be reversed quickly. I love seeing that clip and really just anything that has to do with rediscovering Cuba. I mean, that was such an opportunity that NBC4 gave me. It essentially said, hey, go with your family. After 54 years, your mom and grandmother can go back and rediscover their homeland. And we'll make a 30-minute documentary out of it. Really cool. So Comcast is still here. That's our parent company. So good to see you guys. Thanks for the money and for funding that. People, when I usually do events, they have a couple of puzzling looks on their faces. And I think there's a twofold one here. One is, well, gosh, I didn't think he was Hispanic or Latino. Now you see the connection there. So we've solved that one. And the other is even over 18.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, barely, but I'm I really get to meet folks in the community a good amount, especially covering Northern Virginia, which is my home. I look behind me and I see familiar logos, UVA and George Mason. Both my parents went to George Mason. My siblings, I'm one of 4, all went to UVA. I'm the only one who didn't get in, but it's from my therapist. I wouldn't bring that out. I'm also surprised, and this was bold, the organizers of this, you guys have done an amazing job. There's no question, but yeah. Except for you put that the program was going to start at 6 o'clock. And it started at 6 o'clock. Latinos don't usually arrive on time. That was really cool. I mean, it worked out this time, but I mean, honestly, around Christmas time, we say midnight mass starts at 5:30. And a lot of people get there by just after midnight. So. I'm going to try to stick to script now, I promise. I'm going to do my best. Producers usually are rapping me in my ear because I go too long, but I'm going to keep to my, no, I'm already down the 2 minutes, so there's no hope there. An honor to be here, honestly. I mean, any event that has to do with Latinos, that has to do with Northern Virginia, I'm so thrilled to be at and to be part of and to celebrate with you. This event, a collaborative effort between the 3 chambers, is to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, which I always think it's funny, it starts like middle of September and then runs into October. So again, going with the Latino theme of, we'll get around to it. We'll just keep going a little bit longer. It is also recognizing the influence and successes of our Hispanic businesses throughout this community and their strong commitment to work, service, and faith Each of the chambers represented here today, they have selected a young Hispanic professional they would like to honor for their leadership and who, by their involvement, are truly making a difference. At this time, I'm going to introduce each chamber president and CEO to say a few words and then present the plaque to their honorees as then I kind of give the voiceover of their accomplishments. I'll walk you through why they're up here and being honored. I'd also like to invite Brianna Sewell from Congressman Connolly's office to the podium. At this time, she's going to present a congressional record to each of the honorees. You ready for this? Yeah. Let's do it. All right, first I'd like to invite President and CEO of Virginia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Michel Zajur. Did I get that right, Michel? Yes. Oh, good. We got her here too, so we'll turn it over to you, Michel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's great to kick off Hispanic Heritage Month here in Prince William County, and I tell you, Prince William County is a hub for Latinos in the state of Virginia. It's number 3. And businesses are starting 3 times faster than the mainstream businesses. And the chambers, our job is to make businesses successful, and that's what we're definitely trying to do with the Hispanic community. And it's very important. The Hispanic community spends over $1.7 trillion in the United States every year. That's larger than a lot of countries, most of the countries' GDP. So the Hispanic community, and especially the business community, is a big force here in the United States and right here in Prince William County. So we're glad to be here. We're doing several events all over the state of Virginia promoting the culture and for Hispanic Heritage Month and recognizing individuals that deserve it so much. We're having some events I want to make sure you know about. We're having the candidates forum, and we're having all the both gubernatorial candidates, people running for the lieutenant governor and attorney general. And it's very, very important that the Latino community is at the table, and we need to have your voices heard. And I invite all of you to come to meet the candidates firsthand. They will be at the Tyson's Corner Tower Club. I really want to have a great turnout of Latinos there to meet and ask questions of these future leaders. That's on October the 2nd. The next event we're having is the Governor's Latino Summit, and that's going to be at Alexandria Community College campus, and that's going to be on the 10th of October. And then we're going to have the statewide Hispanic Business Conference and Gala, and we're going to have lots of great speakers and people telling their story, like Jackie Crick's, wonderful story of success. Successful entrepreneur right here from Prince William. And then that evening we're going to have the Virginia Hispanic Foundation will be having their gala, and that's going to be at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. I invite you to have a weekend in Richmond to meet with other leaders from throughout the state of Virginia, because together, juntos podemos hacer mucho. So I invite you to that. Just a couple words. One of the things that we're really promoting during Hispanic Heritage Month to bring the awareness of the future workforce, the Latino community, the high dropout rate that exists among Hispanic students. And we have a program called Passport to Education. We're trying to bring that program right here to Prince William County, and it's very important that we all work to help others come up the ladder, especially the youth and workforce for tomorrow. Thank you very much.
And Michel, you want to now talk about David Ramos?
Yes. And you want to?
I can read a little bit about him.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I guess you're going to accept it
I'm going to accept it in his place.
All right, I'll tell you about it. Does he go by David or David? I haven't met him yet. So.
David, and maybe someone from BBT can even come up here and accept it on his behalf.
Sure.
I know he had trouble getting here today.
Let me tell you about David, or David, okay? We'll learn about this together. He joined BB&T Bank in 2007.
His experience consists of mortgage credit underwriting, retail branch management, commercial lending, and corporate and public relations. David's responsible for the bank's multicultural banking operations for 5 of the corporation's mid-Atlantic regions. In 2016, he was appointed by Governor Terry McAuliffe to serve on the Board of Commissioners of the Virginia Housing Development Authority so as to help Virginians attain quality, affordable housing. Additionally, David serves on the Chiefs Council on Diversity Recruitment for Fairfax County Police and on the Board of Directors of IUHA, and offering, of course, legal and social services to low-income immigrants in the Washington, D.C. area. He's a 2005 graduate of George Mason University's School of Business. He's got a bachelor's degree in finance, and he's a 2015 graduate of the BB&T Banking School at Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. David was a 2017 40 Under 40 honoree, which recognizes emerging leaders by the Alexandria Chamber of Commerce. He's part of the 2017 class of 20 prominent patriots of George Mason University's School of Business. There's no wonder he's not here. I think he's kind of busy. Yeah. All right, so who's going to accept it on his behalf?
All right. Thank you, Mayor. And one without flash. Thank you.
This board, especially because of the work that he's done with the DACA students, tremendous work, and I know he's worked with all 3 of the chambers, and we very much appreciate it. He has moved on to another position in the bank, but we want to make sure that people's dedication and work that gets noticed. Thank you.
The Prince William Chamber of Commerce, represented by their president and CEO, Debbie Durham.
Okay. All right. Is this beautiful or not this evening? Huh? Okay. All right. It is my pleasure to welcome each of you to the Hylton Performing Arts Center and on stage. How many of you have never been to this facility before? Raise your hand. You coming back? Yes. All right. So how many of you have been to this but never on the stage before? Raise your hand. So anyway, thank you so much. On behalf of the 1,200 members of the Prince William Chamber, I want to thank you all for coming. We actually serve the city of Manassas, Manassas Park, and Prince William County. So we have a large territory that we cover, and we're proud to do that. It is my pleasure to work with both Michel and Jorge and their organizations. This is the 3rd year that we put on an event. We get better each year, I do believe. And so it is just a wonderful way of kicking off the month. Normally we start exactly in the beginning of the month, on the 15th of September, but this year we couldn't. So anyway, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. There's still good food to be had and a lot of good networking that still needs to happen, but it is my pleasure, and I'm so glad that each of you are here today, and I hope that you're enjoying the evening. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Anna to come up and join us, and then I'm going to let you tell all about it.
And I'll tell you about it.
Because I haven't met her yet.
Where's Miss Escamilla?
Okay.
Ana Escamilla, she started working at the age of 7, helping her mom sell groceries in a marketplace in her home country of El Salvador. At the same age, she also helped a cafeteria owner on Sundays, taking payment from customers. At the age of 14, she started working part-time as a sales associate during the summers and did some babysitting. At 18, she graduated high school, started working at a manufacturing plant so as to save up for her first semester at college. Ana put herself through college by working during the day and then taking classes at night. At age 25, she graduated with a bachelor's in business administration. She migrated to the United States to join the team at Todos Supermarket. Being a task-oriented leader, she started as a cashier and teller, quickly working her way up to management. She's now the vice president of operations. Due to her humble beginnings and her deep desire to succeed, she's developed the ability to help others and help them prosper by stressing the individual's strength and helping them improve on their weaknesses. Anna's both an accomplished professional and, as we can see, a successful leader.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would now like to invite the President and CEO of the Mid-Atlantic Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Jorge Rivas, to the podium to say a few words.
A few words is not the correct thing. Not the Latino community. But it's okay. We do it. A few words. Well, I am so happy to be here. I'm extraordinarily happy because of our relationship with the Prince William Chamber of Commerce, with the Virginia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. But what is extraordinary is the relationship that we have with Debbie Jones, and help me out?
Suzanne.
And Suzanne Lewis. Okay, thank you. I'm 75, so it stopped. At any rate, the MHIC recognizes these chambers for bringing together people, regardless of national origin, and to celebrate the diverse cultures. We heard about Cuba, Colombia, El Salvador, Ecuador, that comprise the fabric of American life. Also, the MHIC would like to welcome all the elected officials assembled here, particularly Congressman Jerry Connolly's representative. We wish the representative or the congressman were here, because to our chamber, it is essential to legalize the continuation of DACA, also known as streamers, as you know. So we need Democratic votes, we need Republican votes, and we will never stop, because this is the message, loud and clear. Hispanics are here to stay. We welcome Andre Pineda, a lawyer, our award recipient for leadership excellence, and his wife, Carol Hando Pineda, the beautiful daughter, Sophia, and I will be remiss if I will not mention I think the president of the Thomas Jefferson Institute is here, Mike Johnson. We partner with them extraordinarily well, and Dr. Lolita Mancheno, who just became the GOP nominee for Legislative District 42 in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We're a non-partisan organization, but I think it is very important that Hispanics put elected officials, candidates of their own, on both parties. We're not a one-party system. We are Democrats, Republicans, Greens, and all kinds of. Ecuador has 35 political parties, so stay with 4 or 5.
There you go.
Let's talk a little bit about business. Yesterday was a great day for the MHIC and large and small businesses in Maryland. Even though we're in Virginia, the lessons apply here. During the ribbon cutting ceremony at the brand new FedEx Group ground station at Sparrows Point, Baltimore, the MHIC was one of the only 2 represented organized businesses present in that event. And this is the plural. Chambers of Commerce have to represent business everywhere, anytime. Here's a few facts about the station. 275 employees. Normally we have taken 2,000, and you'll see why. Of these 50,307,000 square feet facilities automatically process 15,000 packages per hour. Wow. This latest FedEx project highlights the MHIC ongoing strategy to emphasize technical innovation for business, to advocate for a regional approach. We cannot be little islands of our own. throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. And for companies to hire locally, to provide educational opportunities for their employees that translate into faster promotions and better wages, and ultimately to help strengthen and prosper the communities they serve. In politics, let me talk about politics, just briefly, non-partisan. It is our opinion that the GOP, well, let me just set up the stage. In Maryland, for the first time, the legislature in Maryland for over 100 years have been democratic, having a one-party system. Okay, here in Virginia, you have a privilege because you get the two parties competing, although, that may change. We don't know. It is, in our opinion, that the GOP's hope to win at least 5 Senate seats held by Democrats in order to break the legislative control of the Democrats in 2018 is too ambitious, as it is Democrats' goal of replacing Republican Governor Larry Hogan. It's not going to happen. So this is what they have to do. The political parties have to act more responsibly. We are in very difficult times in this country, not because of the American people. It's that our institutions of government are continuously being weakened by the political party. And in that role, we should not point the fingers to politicians. We should point the fingers to ourselves who elect them. So carefully consider your vote next time you go. Our take, as MHIC President and CEO for nearly 20 years, I have traveled around the country and internationally. Increasingly, what I have been hearing is that Marylanders and the American people at large are sick and tired of politics and as usual. For both Democrats and Republicans, election success in Maryland, for the former regaining the governorship, and for the latter gaining at least 5 Senate seats, will happen only when the respective leaders realize that retail politics and social media, as usual, are only tools. And what the electoral want foremost is not pie-in-the-sky ideas or more spineless and corrupt politicians who serve special interests, but common sense ideas and policies that work, and honest people who, when elected, are servant leaders, investing in placing the interests of the people above anything else. The Hispanic community can make an enormous contribution because this is the greatest country on earth, and we're going to inherit it. At least a little bit of it. Thank you so much. God bless you.
And now let me tell you a little bit about Andre. Where is Andre? Back there, okay. He's your choice, right?
Yes, and always.
Andre joined Carey Street in 2007 as part of the merger with Stewart Wealth Management. He has over 14 years' experience in wealth management, including service at Lane Mason Wood Walker. Andre's early career included work as an attorney for the Federal Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Office of the General Counsel for the Federal Election Commission. Andre graduated from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign with a liberal arts degree in political science and history, and thereafter received his first Juris Doctorate from Southern Illinois University School of Law. Andre is an active member in charitable organizations, including the Fredericksburg Area Museum and Cultural Center, and the Down Syndrome Association of Northern Virginia. Past activity includes service on the board of directors for Rappahannock Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Home of Miracles, and Embraces, and the Mid-Atlantic Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, where he serves on the board of directors and also as chair of the legislative committee. Andre, please welcome.
Well deserved.
Thank you.
And the congressional, copy of the congressional record.
Congratulations.
No.
Excuse me. No, that's tacky. Just there.
Now everybody knows your name.
There you go. Yeah.
Put the plaque in front of it. It'll be good.
And one with that. Thank you.
Thank you. We've heard Congressman Connolly's name mentioned a few times. His office has also selected a Hispanic young professional that they wish to honor. Brianna.
Congressman Connolly sends his regrets, but I'm glad to be here in his stead. Born in Mexico and reared in Arizona, Luis Angel Aguilar has always faced life's challenges head-on. Maybe it stems from his deep-rooted appreciation for the strategic video games. Over the years, Luis was able to hone his skills to the point of master. His level of expertise afforded him the opportunity to travel the world as a professional gamer. Out of fear of revealing his undocumented status, Luis passed on countless opportunities and in turn pivoted his interests in competitive gaming into one as a graphic designer and small business owner of an IT firm. Upon acceptance into the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, Luis found his calling, helping limited income individuals and underrepresented minorities achieve their full potential. For the past 4 years, as a staff member for Casa de Virginia, he has woken up with the same dedication he once had for gaming, to fight for the rights of all, seeking to achieve the American dream. On behalf of Congressman Jerry Connolly, it is my honor to present Luis Angel Aguilar with the 2017 Hispanic Outstanding Young Professional Award.
And on the flash. Thank you.
I actually want to take 1 minute of your time. As you heard about my story, I do have DACA. And even though I understand that this is not political, not partisan, our lives as immigrants are political. I have DACA, but at the end of the day, I am undocumented. And I urge you, every single one of you, not to call, but to do whatever you deem necessary to keep the immigrant community here. As the gentleman before me said, we are here to stay. We have to fight. And that is my fight today, to build consciousness and to ensure that we do end up staying here, and that we do build a better society here. So once again, I urge you, every single one of you, regardless of the party, I urge you to fight alongside me. Thank you.
Let's keep the clapping going just for all the honorees. All right, please join me in welcoming to the podium today's door prize sponsor, the Potomac and Rappahannock Transportation Commission, represented by Ali Morello. Ali, where are you? There she is. Take your time.
Good evening, everyone. PRTC is very proud to offer mobility services to Prince William County, Manassas, and Manassas Park, and we're very proud to be sponsors of this wonderful evening. We offer a number of transit services in Prince William County. We have Metro Direct service that takes folks from Prince William County to metro stations. We also have commuter bus service that takes folks from Prince William County into DC and those areas. And we also have local bus service, OmniLink, that provides people transit options within the county. We also have a ride matching service that helps people get into carpools and van pools. And we also have an employer outreach program that helps provide employers with incentives to keep their commuters taking transit and not taking as many solo trips within the county.
Just also want to thank today our media sponsor, What's Up Prince William, who has been videotaping this, so I guess some of our little accidental statements. So, anyway, thank you all again for coming here this evening. please stay around. Please, there's still more food, there's still more to drink. We also, our vendors are still here, our display tables. Go around, visit, please enjoy the time on the stage. This may be your only opportunity. If you've ever aspired to be here, we will not dance and sing. Well, you can if you'd like to. But again, we're on the stage. I think Riki Anderson would like to. Anyway, thank you all again very much. Have a pleasant evening and have a safe drive. Thank you.